31 News at 4 starts now.
COVID-19 care costing Huntsville Hospital millions of dollars. The facility now looking to get the money back from taxpayers.
And putting pen to paper, President Joe Biden signing a massive health, climate, and tax bill into law. We take a look at what's included that's driving the price above $700 billion.
And some activity on our Way 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network. A few showers have made their way across North Alabama. We're tracking what you can expect throughout the evening. Thanks for joining us for Way 31 News at 4. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Marie Waxel. Coronavirus care from March 2020 to 2021 cost Huntsville Hospital $40 million. The hospital submitted that hefty amount for reimbursement from the American Rescue Plan, but only received about $2 million in return. That data comes from the Alabama Hospital Association.
Way 31's Olivia Schuler joins us live now after talking with the hospital CEO. Olivia, how's the hospital making ends meet now?
Dan, the CEO of Huntsville Hospital, says he's grateful for any amount that the federal government was able to give them. Now, they were reimbursed $2 million, but they were looking for $38 million more than that amount. Sam said to make ends meet, they've dipped into other pools to get that funds. Now, Huntsville Hospital is on a solid financial footing, but Sam says the cost of the pandemic was and still is extraordinary on hospitals. Sam says Huntsville Hospital did not intend to get $40 million back in reimbursements. In fact, $40 million was the total amount the American Rescue Plan was able to allocate between more than 100 hospitals in Alabama. The cost submitted by the hospital to the government included a number of pandemic-related care.
It could be anything from COVID-related testing, the medications that we use to care for COVID patients, and then a big portion of it is the extraordinary staffing costs. So like all hospitals, we've had a lot of nurses either leave or go travel, and we're all having our staffing costs have increased. So some of this is to reimburse for the extra cost of finding staff to do this extraordinarily hard work.
There's been several rounds of COVID-19 relief for area hospitals from March 20 to 2021. Of March, rural hospitals did get an extra boost as well. They received $30 million in separate funding. Now, Sam said the hospital is expecting one more round of funding in the next couple of months. He believes that will be discussed during the next legislative session to get more money for all that COVID-19 care that they gave. Reporting live in Huntsville, Olivia Schuler, Way 31 News.
All right, thanks, Olivia. Sam's also told Way 31 rural hospitals may be feeling most of the weight of the COVID-19 costs. On Way 31 News at 5, we'll share why that may be. According to the state health department, nearly all of North Alabama has a high level of COVID-19. Lawrence and Marshall counties are the only ones considered to have a medium level. According to the latest data, there are nearly 130 COVID inpatients across the Huntsville hospital system. 15 are in the ICU, 4 on ventilators.
First Lady Jill Biden tested positive for COVID. The White House says she started showing cold-like symptoms last night. Despite testing negative on a rapid test, a second PCR test came back positive. The First Lady is fully vaccinated and double boosted. She's taking Paxlovid and is isolating from her staff and others for at least 5 days. President Biden continues to test negative.
3 minutes after 4 o'clock, you're taking another look at our Way 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network. All clear right now. A few showers did move through earlier. Way 31 meteorologist Olga joins us now.
She's in our Storm Tracker Weather Center monitoring current conditions and what we can expect later this evening.
Well, many of us got away from the showers this afternoon. You might have had a spritz or a sprinkle, but nothing heavy or steady. Things will be changing overnight, but right now I think your evening is pretty much intact. We have overcast skies. You can see here on our Way 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network that there isn't a lot of action, at least at the moment, but as we move on in through mid-afternoon and even during the overnight, I think we're going to see more of the opportunity for these showers to move on through. You can see cloud cover throughout our camera network. Most of us in those upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Still a little touch of humidity in the air right now, but we'll slide out of these 70s and into the 60s for overnight lows. The clouds are going to stick with us, and so are those rain chances, and the clouds are actually going to hold us back temperature-wise for tomorrow. So we are basking in these upper 70s to around 80. We're going to be in that territory territory tomorrow. So far, the winds have remained out of the north and the northeast. That'll be the case tonight. And then as we go into tomorrow, I think our rain chances are going up, and I'm tracking some temperature adjustment through the middle of the week.
Thank you, Olga. You're taking a live look now at Toyota Field from our Way 31 Thompson Roofing and Construction Sky Camera Network. The Trash Pandas are back in Madison to start their series against the Chattanooga Lookouts. Way 31 meteorologist Grace Anello joins us live from the ballpark.
Grace, a lot of excitement out there. The team finally back on home turf after a few road trips.
Yeah, Dan, listen, we've got excitement all over the place. First of all, one of the best weather nights of the week for right here in Madison. We've been seeing storms all across North Alabama, but we're dry at the moment. However, because of the low-hanging stratus deck, we're feeling very cool, and we're not even feeling very humid. So, hey, I'm here with one of my friends. I'm here with Aaron Whitefield. He's finally back after an injury, and turns out the weather here is pretty similar to the way it is at home, huh?
Yeah, perfect weather to go out for the first night in a month. I think I've been out, so can't wait.
And tell us what you're feeling. I mean, your first night back after a long time. I know this is usually the point in the season when people start to get tired. How are you feeling?
I think I'm feeling a lot better than my teammates. They've been grinding through the season, and I'm kind of in there running like a headless chook around. So I just can't wait to take that energy to the field.
Perfect. And how excited are we about the weather? I got to throw in a little weather bait here. How are you feeling?
Oh, I can't wait. I looked at this whole week's meant to be cool. So, it's a perfect week to be back, and we're at home. So I really am excited for this week.
Absolutely. Well, we're expecting a lot of fans in the stands with these cooler temperatures. I feel like every time I'm here, it's like 110 degrees. We're finally feeling good today.
I feel you, but out in the field when it's 120, as a player, you don't even want to be out there. So as a fan, I can feel them there.
Perfect. Well, we are so excited. We know that all of Huntsville's behind you. We're all ready for you to be here. So it's going to be great. We're so excited to have y'all back on the field working hard. I think it's going to be a great night, a great week for all the Trash Pandas.
Yeah, definitely. We love having the crowd here. They bring the energy that we need, especially later in the season. So, a couple more weeks till playoffs. So let's go Trash Pandas.
Yes. Okay. So one more question for you. You brought up playoffs. What's the goal for you for the rest of the season? You're coming back off the injury, playoffs on the frontier. How are you feeling? What's the goal?
It's just to fit back in my role, kind of get back to playing every day. We got a lot of new great players in the lineup, so just to get back my position and help the team win as much as I can.
That's amazing. Well, we're so happy to have you back. We're so excited for the whole team, excited for the weather, excited to be back home. We've got all kinds of good stuff on the frontier. All right, well, we're going to stay here. We're going to enjoy the game. Aaron, you probably got some work to go get to.
Yes, we need to do something.
But right now, back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Grace. And before you head to Toyota Field, make sure you check out the Way 31 Storm Tracker weather app. It'll let you know what to expect from Mother Nature during the game, what you might need to bring. It's all free for Apple and Android devices.
New at 4, multiple law enforcement agencies are searching for a wanted man in Muscle Shoals. Authorities say Nicholas Boudoin fought off officers as they tried to arrest him before he ran into North American Lighting on Counts Drive. We know he's wanted for kidnapping a member of his family. He is not believed to be armed. We are working to gather the latest details. Testimony started today for a man accused of killing a woman and her child in a boat crash. Trey Wooten sat in the Lauderdale County courtroom as 911 officials testified about the emergency call. Wooten is accused of being under the influence when he collided with another boat in 2019. Lauren Coart and her 5-year-old daughter died in that crash.
New information from the White House, where President Biden signed a massive tax and spending bill into law. The Inflation Reduction Act is the largest climate investment in U.S. history. The Biden administration says it'll help Americans save money. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
President Biden signing a massive $740 billion bill into law Tuesday.
It's not just about today, it's about tomorrow. It's about delivering progress and prosperity to American families.
The Inflation Reduction Act, meant to fight climate change and help Americans save money. The new law will assist about 13 million Americans in paying for insurance by expanding subsidies and will cap prescription drug costs at $2,000 for Medicare recipients. Plus, starting next year, those with Medicare will pay no more than $35 a month for insulin. David Mitchell is fighting cancer and says he spends more than $16,000 a year on medicine.
This is going to save me a great deal of money.
Democrats say the bill will also reduce the federal deficit by $300 billion and will pay for itself with taxes on corporate stock buybacks and a new 15% minimum tax on companies making at least $1 billion a year.
This bill will endure as one of the greatest legislative feats in decades. It'll lower costs, create millions of good-paying jobs.
But despite the new law's name, Republicans argue it won't do much to fight inflation.
You cannot spend your way out of inflation or tax yourself out of recession or borrow your way out of debt.
This is also the largest climate investment in U.S. history, about $370 billion, including tax credits for solar panels and electric vehicles.
This bill is the biggest step forward on climate ever. And it's going to allow us to boldly take additional steps toward meeting all of my climate goals.
Democrats have called this a big win for the American people, saying these incentives will cut greenhouse gas emissions by 40% from 2005 levels. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, we are still paying a lot of money for food and other things, and if you don't have an electric vehicle, we are seeing some relief at the pump at least.
Some, right? According to Gas Buddy, the average price per gallon of gas is now $3.91. We're not paying that much here in Alabama. The average price in our state's $3.51. Some analysts say many states could see gas prices fall back below $3 a gallon, hopefully right before the end of the year. The DOJ trying to keep some of its actions now private.
This as supporters of former President Donald Trump call for the affidavit supporting the search warrant executed at his former home to be made public.
If you have stashed your umbrella, now is a good time to take it out. We've got rain chances throughout the day in your Wednesday forecast, and I'm tracking some cooler temperatures through much of the week.
Time now 4:14. New details. The Department of Justice is rebuffing efforts to make the affidavit supporting the search warrant executed at former President Trump's Florida home public. The DOJ now says it could jeopardize its ongoing national security investigation and possibly discourage witness cooperation in other high-profile investigations. ABC's M. Nguyen has more from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump pressing the Justice Department to release and fully redact the affidavit that provides the evidence and reasoning for the FBI raid on his Mar-a-Lago home. Some Republicans and media outlets also asking to see that filing, but the Justice Department is adamant it should remain sealed. Federal prosecutors arguing those key documents are a roadmap to their possible criminal case, providing information on important witnesses, and would reveal specific investigative techniques and could even compromise their current investigation, which has potential national security implications. Affidavits are not typically disclosed during an ongoing investigation to ensure the integrity of the process.
If you release the probable cause affidavit, I'm not sure how they could go forward.
The DOJ probe coming after FBI agents discovered more sets of highly classified documents at Trump's estate, months after sources say his lawyer claimed they had all been returned. ABC News' legal contributor Bernarda Villalona says the DOJ is walking a fine line.
It's very challenging, especially when you're talking about trying to go after the highest position of the country, and that being of the president.
On Capitol Hill, more calls for answers. The Senate Intelligence Committee's top Democrat and Republican, as well as the House Intelligence Committee chair, requesting a damage assessment from the Director of National Intelligence to find out if any classified documents seized from Trump's home had been compromised. The former president denouncing the raid and investigation as a political witch hunt, saying he had been cooperating with the FBI.
Former White House counsel Pat Cipollone and his deputy, Pat Philbin, were interviewed by the FBI about the classified documents stored at Mar-a-Lago. A hearing is set for Thursday to decide whether the affidavit should remain sealed from public view. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Trump White House attorney Eric Hirschman is the latest to be subpoenaed by a federal grand jury investigating the events surrounding the January 6th Capitol riot.
That subpoena, which seeks documents and testimony from Hirschman, follows similar subpoenas served to other Trump administration lawyers. Hirschman worked as an advisor to Trump and was present at heated meetings where he objected to dubious legal theories presented by Trump elections attorney John Eastman. Investigators recently searched Eastman's cell phone as part of the criminal probe. Rudy Giuliani, meantime, is not expecting a Southern hospitality when he visits Georgia this week. Prosecutors in the state told the one-time attorney for former President Trump he is a target of their 2020 election interference investigation.
His involvement in attempting to influence the Georgia legislature and making false statements to the Georgia legislature about the existence of fraud. And, you can't make you can say whatever you want on TV, but if you make false statements to the government and government officials like the legislators, that's potentially a crime.
Giuliani denies pressuring Georgia's Secretary of State to toss legal ballots. He is expected to testify tomorrow. No word if he'll invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination.
A historic drought is plaguing the West and drying up the Colorado River. The Hoover Dam can typically produce around 2,000 megawatts of hydropower. But the climate-fueled drought and the overuse of the Colorado River's water is pushing Lake Mead lower and threatening the dam's hydroelectricity. Without the dam's electricity, Southwest suppliers will have to look to fossil fuel to fill the void.
I drive around and I look at empty canals. Literally, I burst into tears over it a couple of times because I'm thinking, it's just such a hopeless situation.
The drought's raising alarms in several states and forcing massive cuts in water consumption. The U.S. Bureau of Reclamation will announce a Tier 2 water shortage for the Colorado River starting in January.
Weather coverage you can count on with meteorologist Olga Breeze and the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
Well, here we have it. Cloud cover overhead. Temperatures are really on the cool side. In fact, many would say this is a refreshingly comfortable change here for the middle of August. I'm tracking on our Way 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network a few of these spotty showers. You'll notice most of the viewing area is in the clear, but we do have a pocket of a few light to moderate downpours coming in through that Hamilton area. This is the kind of action we're going to see throughout the afternoon and early evening. Right now on our camera network, we have mainly broken cloud cover across Muscle Shoals and out toward Decatur, but notice the clouds are filling in here in Huntsville, where temperatures are in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. We will continue to have cloud cover throughout the evening. Temperatures will hover in these upper 70s until about sunset, and then we'll bottom out in the 60s for overnight lows. Right now, there is a bit of mugginess in the air. Although we have our winds out of the north and the northeast, we're still dealing with a little bit of touch of humidity there. And you can see those warmer temperatures off to our southern zones, 94 at Gadsden and also 82s down toward Coleman and out toward the Haleysville area. So this is what you need to know going forward tonight. We're going to have the clouds around and when you wake up in the morning, but some of us will see a few spotty showers for that morning commute. It will be a damp and dreary day on Wednesday, and the cloud cover is going to hold our temperatures below average for much of this week, but we'll slowly turn that corner as we head in toward the weekend. So if you're stepping out this evening, take the umbrella with you. Even at a 20% chance of showers, still a possibility until about sunset, and then rain chances really go up overnight tonight. For many of us, we're going to have those winds out of the north and northeast. It'll be a little bit breezy, especially early morning hours for tomorrow, and our rain chances will go up throughout the day. Best chance for rain will be after about noontime, about a 50% chance into the evening hours, and we can definitely use some of this rain. The drought monitor shows some improvement over the last 2 to 3 weeks, but we still have a ways to go, and we're welcoming that rain. The good news is that tomorrow's rain and storms coming through are not expected to be severe, so that's going to be a good thing. We're also going to see maybe even a break in that cloud cover once we get to Thursday. So let me take you hour by hour. Early morning hours, 6 to 8 a.m., I think is our best chance for rain, a bit of a lull into the afternoon and evening. Some partial clearing overnight as we go on into our Thursday forecast. But look at the sunshine. Thursday morning, we try to work in a little bit more sunshine, short-lived though, cloud cover and rain opportunities by Thursday afternoon. Then for Friday, kind of a mixed bag. A mix of sun and clouds going throughout most of the day will slowly bring our temperatures up Friday into Saturday, but I'm tracking a touch of rain opportunities into that weekend forecast. So the coolest day of the week will be on Wednesday, and the most overcast will squeak out maybe even upper 70s for many of us, 80 downtown. By Thursday and Friday, temperatures are starting to move up. We're back in the upper 80s by Sunday, but keep the umbrella nearby.